Hi guys, welcome back. I just want to do a quick review today. I just got back from seeing The Lion King, the new Jon Favreau film. Now, The Lion King is a really special film for me. The original, the 1994 film, it was one of the first animated films I ever watched. And as I've kind of grown older, its power has kind of increased rather than decreased. It's a wonderful kind of retelling of the Shakespearean Hamlet story. It's got such nice emotion. It's got this huge soul to it, which kind of really... which is really nicely homaged with the theatre production as well, that you can see in London, which I highly recommend as well. So I was kind of apprehensive about seeing a kind of live action, although that's a kind of controversial term for this kind of photorealistic animation, which is basically what it is. It's just another form of animation. And I was very disappointed by the film, not only because it's a shot-for-shot remake, but primarily because it's everything the original film is, but without any of the character, without any of the kind of vibrancy of the original. And it kind of made for a very bland watch, which is very paradoxical in a way, because we're watching something that is the most textured, the most detailed, and in a way the most alive a animation could be, yet it was very flat, it was very bland, it felt very lifeless. And that was the most disappointing thing about the film. And I think part of it is because the amazing thing about the original characters in the original film, especially Scar, is completely depleted in this new film, because the stuff that you can do with hand-drawn animation you can't do with photorealistic animation. Photorealistic animation is trying to kind of imitate real life. Well, that kind of defeats the purpose of animation. Animation is supposed to be something you can't do in real life. Animation kind of pushes the boundaries. So it was a very bizarre and kind of jarring experience, and really made me question the motives of this film. I don't want to prematurely attribute cynical motives to a film. I really don't like doing that, especially with a film directed by Jon Favreau, who's a director I'm a big fan of. I really enjoyed his remake of The Jungle Book, for example. I thought that was a really good retelling of that story, but I can't help but kind of attribute cynical motives to this film. It seems like the only reason it exists is to generate money, and that is it. It does nothing new. It doesn't attempt to do anything new with the original story. It just seems like a rehash of something that people like, for no good reason other than to create money. So it kind of, leaving the cinema, I was kind of left quite cold by it, which was something I didn't expect. I kind of thought that it would kind of make me nostalgic. To be honest, all it did was make me want to watch the original film, but it kind of just made me think, why does this exist? Everything that's in the film that's great has still got the great story, it's still got the circle of life sequence, it's still got all the musical numbers, albeit quite shortened, most of them. But it's just stuff that's taken from the original film, so it just does make you question, why does this film exist? The voice acting's good. Obviously James Earl-Jones returns as Mufasa. It's pointless to even attempt to recast Mufasa. I'm glad they didn't do that. One criticism I have, I think Chiwetel Ejiofor gave a very weak performance as Scar. He's absolutely nothing on Jeremy Irons' portrayal. It's overall a big disappointment, uninventive at best, and a cynical cash grab at worst. So I can't really recommend you see it, unfortunately. I just wanted to give you my quick thoughts on it. I'm a big fan of the original story, so I thought it was appropriate to talk about this film. And it doesn't really matter what critics or anyone thinks about the film. It's going to be one of those films that makes money regardless, so I don't mind giving a criticism of the film online. I think it's going to generate enough money, and it's certainly not going to get any more money from me. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll catch you later.